Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Pit Pass with me, AJ Davis,
Me, Danny Bauer.
and our special guest today. We have Alan Anderson and Lucy.
Woo!
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. So we're going to get into a bit of a background on how you became involved in stock car racing, overall racing, marshalling, and everything in between. So we'll start with Alan. What got you in? What got you involved? What got you around the oval?
It started with my dad. He was basically working at Coventry. I went there when I was about 10 days old to the first stock car meeting. It was like, ever since, carry on going.
Oh, that's wicked. You're 10 days old.
I know, yeah.
I can't even remember what I was doing when I was 10 days old. Let alone last week, let alone 10 days old. Awesome. So what sort of involvement did your dad have?
He was working on the track similar to what I was doing, marshalling for the Speedway and the stock car, and then when I turned 18, I followed in his footsteps at Coventry.
Ooh, when was you at Coventry?
From 2014 maybe? No, hang on, it was before that. About 2004 maybe, onwards, until it shut at 2016.
See, that's mad because you might have been marshalling one of our races.
Probably. Oh.
Yeah, which was awesome because I'm shit on shell now and I was shit on shell back then.
Yeah, but at Coventry it was alright because you had the cobbles on the front corner, so you were...
My first experience of Coventry was I went over them cobbles and then the next corner I got drove over. So, yeah, it's not the best for us. And you're yet to race at Coventry if it comes back, aren't you?
Hopefully, if it comes back, yeah. Well before my time of racing. I'm too young.
You missed it.
Give off here. Your old is out. Awesome. So, like, how in depth did your dad go? Because was it just a random spare the idea thing? Like, we're gonna get in stock cars now.
To be fair, I think it was always Speedway. That my family's been involved in Speedway for 3 or 4 generations now. So he was there, and then my uncle went, "Come to a stock car meeting with us." Worked one and got the bug, and carried on with that sort of thing.
So when you was younger getting into it, did you ever think, I want to race this, or I want to stay sort of true to my dad and keep marshalling?
Obviously, as a kid, you always get attracted to the bangers because carnage and everything. And as a kid, you're like, I want to race one of them. But as you grow up, it's like, let's try something else. And didn't really have the time or anything like that, so it was just like marshalling's the closest you can get. And I stayed doing marshalling for a while.
See, this is the thing with marshals, or this is the thing with any sort of motorsport. Yeah, you've got the racers and you've got the race organisers, but without people like yourself that are there meeting in, meeting out, making sure that everything runs as smooth as it does on the day, you know, you're sort of in any sort of racing, you're sort of unsung heroes.
Yeah.
Without you guys, there is no racing.
No, that's the thing, that we're normally the first one to your car if you've gone and hit the wall quite a few times.
Down about.
Or he stands and watches while you get hit by another car because they didn't want to move you.
No, well, just like the paint job, so we were watching you,
You know what I mean?
like in still motion. I was sick of seeing it going round, to be honest.
It's twice at Hennisford now, his corner. Once I get left sideways on the bend while it's raining, and I got T-boned.
Yeah, but you're just trying to put on a show for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what did I say to you when I first got to you? You can't park there.
Yeah. And then the second one was the funniest because it was after the bangers.
Yeah.
You knew the track weren't ready for us.
No.
We knew the track weren't ready for us. We came round and I think it was on turns 1 and 2, there was just a river of engine oil, diff oil, everything.
Yeah, we had I'd say about 10 bangers there, and obviously with them being back to basics, you had antifreeze, oil, all the stuff, and we tried to treat it with the Janitol and the plaster that we have on the side of the track. But we couldn't give it as much time as we could, because obviously curfews and
Yeah, we'd already been sat there
everything like
waiting, freezing for 45 minutes, aren't we? I just remember going into that first corner, seeing one car go, I thought, oh, this is a bit slippy. And then I was in the wall, and I just saw the rest of the pack just follow into the wall. And then you saw the odd one or two just swiver through.
Mainly
Swivel
him.
through, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about being at the back. You can get around it all. So, like, being last is good.
Yeah.
Not
But
all
then
the time.
I just
Just
looked
not
at
in the
Alan and was like,
fixtures.
Just not
just looked at Alan and was like, I know what's gone on there.
Madness. So you mentioned plaster. So when you're at the track and it's obviously all down, water down, What is that stuff that you just see people throwing about?
It's literally plaster, like from Wix's, and it just absorbs. It's more for like the thinner stuff. If you got like someone's dropped the bottom end of the engine out, we will treat that with Janitol because that takes the oil and dissolves it completely, and then you just put some plaster over the top just so it hopefully gives you some grip.
Yeah. So when you say about Janitol, is it just like a spray, a powder, a media?
It's a fluid that you mix, sort of, you dilute it into water, and it just takes the oil and breaks it down, sort of thing. It's a chemical reaction.
So is this all stuff you've got to prepare before a meeting?
Yeah, most days.
See, this is the thing, I've never known any of that.
No.
We just get on the track, be idiots, drive left. But then, you know, you crash, someone's rolled over, dynamo's in the wall, and then it's like putting the powder down. We just think it's like oil absorbent stuff. We didn't know there was a whole thing behind it.
No, it's like the start of the meeting. We're there from, say, like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks to AJ, so we.
Yeah, well, normally you're there
9
the night
o'clock the day before.
But yeah, we'll get there for like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we don't leave there till sometimes 7, 8 o'clock at night. So you're putting out your fire extinguishers, you got to do the pits, you got to do the track. Then you go pit parking, and you can't just go, I want you to park here. You've got to also look out for health and safety. So, like, say bangers are on, you've got to make sure that their cars are over the high up for just in case the chain snaps or something like that. So you've got to look. You're always looking for the health and safety part.
Like when you're saying about bangers being halfway over their wagon, have you ever had anyone that's obviously not been and you've gone to them and said, you know, can you sort it out? And they've been, you know, you're a marshal, you don't know what you're on about, fuck off.
Yeah, a lot of them. They're always there's always a story. Oh, can I leave this space? Oh, I've got a friend coming. Where is he? Oh, he's just behind me in the queue. And then you go and talk to him an hour later. Oh yeah, he's just coming up the hill now. So you've got to take a bit of rough with the smooth, so to speak. But yeah, you do get quite a few tales.
Yeah, because when you talk about spaces in the pits, we do save some spaces for people.
Yeah.
It's not for, it's for if we've got like newbies coming in and they just want to have a bit of help or they're coming by themselves. It's just easy if you sort of try and save a space next to you than I need a little bit of help and you're running down the pits and you're running back and you this and that and the other. But yeah, it must be a little bit of a piss take when you've got, oh yeah, I'm saving a space, he's just up the road, and then that same space is still there an hour later and it's sort of cocked up down the line.
Yeah, there's obviously when you do the same track every so often, you know the lay of the land and the pits. So if, say, someone like yourself, you go, oh, I've got someone coming with me, but Danny's an hour behind you. You can go, right, go and park over there, and we won't put nobody with you for the time being. But if I need it, we're going to use it. And most people are all right with that.
Yeah, sweet. So talk about tracks. So as of 2025 season, the one that's just been, what tracks were you marshalling at?
Tracks marshalling at it was Hennesford and Northampton.
How do you say that, AJ?
Hednesford. We got told off in the last one because Hednesford is a silent D, so it's Hennesford.
Hensford.
Hednesford.
Yeah, I got it right.
We'll go to the place with the hill.
Yes.
In the reservoir, not the quarry. Yay. I got corrected so many times in that past one. Perfect. So previously for this season, what sort of other places have you been?
Obviously, you started off at Coventry, and that was solely Coventry, so it was like once a month, which was all right, but you didn't really get your bulk sort of thing.
Is that hometown?
Yeah, 5 minutes from the house sort of thing. You finish the last race, and within, say, 5 minutes of getting changed, you're at the stadium, you're home, and it's like everybody else is still travelling. So it's nice, but
it's never going to be like it for us. Our closest track's an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
And then after that, I moved over to Inchrace, and at that time we were running Birmingham Wheels, Northampton and Hennesford, and obviously we lost Birmingham in 2016 and I stayed with them too.
So a little bit about Birmingham. When it all come about this fucking Japanese knotweed bullshit, do you think sometimes councils and whatnot see oval racing as a bit of a lesser sport Because when you don't know what it's about and you're not into it and you're not taking part, like I did before I started, it's just idiots turning left. There's no competition in it. But then when you're in it and you see what the competition's like and how much skill it takes to be involved in oval racing, do you kind of wish you want to shake people that think it's stupid and just say watch it and just get a feel of it, and then they'll realise that it is a proper sporting venue?
Yeah, there's a lot more to oval racing, obviously, but the people, obviously, a lot of people who don't know oval racing, they only watch, like, say, Formula 1 or something on the circuits, which they think, oh, they're turning left, right, and there's a lot more to it. But until you've stepped foot into oval racing, then you sort of figure out what's going on. Then the bug kicks in. So
Yeah.
But then also TV aspect of it. We don't have much coverage in the sport, unfortunately, like on mainstream TV.
Yeah, there was a little bit that's currently on Prime about what is it? They're just going into like different formulas. I know there's F1s, there's Rebels, there's some bangers, but like you said, there's not really that much oval racing that's shown on TV, and quite a lot of it's bangers where they've got the rivalries. But with your sort of more domestic formulas like Rebels, Mod Stocks, UK Modifiers and as such, do you think there needs to be more of a push from promoters to bring your grassroots formulas up? Because Rebels are great. They're advertised as a formula where you can keep them in, a small garage, you can put them in backs of vans. You only really need a Halfords toolset to work on them. Is that sort of an easy way of getting into a motorsport? Because you could do it at a basic level, basic tools, basic paycheck, or you can be like me and you sort of just go gung-ho and you just start getting mills and more cars and you go try and do it at more of a professional level, but it still stays nice and affordable.
I honestly think the grassroots formulas and the junior formulas are the future, because obviously if people don't come in, the formula's going to die, or the whole oval racing is just going to cease to exist. Obviously everybody gets drawn to the Brisker F1s or the hot rods, the big money formulas. But without the other formulas, they can't survive on their own, because them formulas can't go back to back to back. They've got to have a break somewhere. And it's, as I look at it, it's a circle. If one isn't there, the other one don't work. So they all sort of need to work together.
Yeah, and it's just natural progression with age. Like, a little bit of a backstory about me and Alan. We might have met many years ago because we was both ice hockey goalies. And it's the same again. You start off in a lower age group, so we'd start off in like under 10s, then you go up to
like that, yeah.
under 12s and under 14s. If you've not got that progressive path, then you're not going to play at your more professional leagues.
No.
So you do need to sort of funnel more money and presence into your lower grade formulas or your more domestic formulas and your junior formulas to make way for the new drivers that are coming in for your sort of hotshot formulas.
Yeah, you can, from standing on the outside of the fence, you can notice the difference. So say someone's just come out of a Mini and someone else has just started, they've just got the car, never raced before, you can see the difference. They can handle the car, they know what they're doing, they know what they're looking for. Where the person who's just bought the car, gone, this first time out, they'll be trundling around about 5-6 miles an hour, not knowing where to put the car, putting themselves in danger, the safety part of it.
So that's a good thing to ask. When you're on the sidelines and you're obviously watching, I don't know, let's say for instance, Ninja Cars.
Yeah.
Can you differentiate the people who've done it for a while and the people who've just come in? And the people who've just come in, are your eyes drawn more to them because, like you were just saying, maybe they put themselves in more danger? So as a marshal, are you more focused on the front of the pack in the racing, or are you more focused on like your sort of newer grade drivers or the people that might look like they're getting hurt or in a possibility of getting hurt?
Honestly, as a marshal, I don't know when is who's leading, who's where. Myself, I don't know about other marshals. Other marshals might do it differently, but myself, if you can see a group of cars coming, 9 times out of 10, say on junior formulas, if you've got a pack of 20 cars or something like that, there's someone gonna turn wrong or someone's going to get a wobble. And that's where your eyes are. You're not going to watch one on its own. So you learn it through the years, sort of thing.
Yeah. And do you have anyone in the ears? So, like me and Danny Boys, we've got race receivers on the track. Have you got anyone sort of saying, there's an accident on turn 1?
We, depending on the formula, sometimes it's because we're all on the same channel for like hot rods and stuff like that. They'll be talking to the starter, so blue flag, black crosses. But most of the time during the racing, we don't have like what you would have on your race either. So.
Yeah, because it's a bit of chaos sometimes over hours. So I guess it's nice not having. I mean, it's lovely having Rachel in the ears, but then at the same time, it'd be if you've got your guy speaking and then Rachel speaking, it'd just be too much. So it'd cause more of a distraction.
Yeah, basically.
Fantastic. Now, so you've not just been a marshal, you've obviously had a go on the ovals.
Yes.
So what got you started, and what got you into your first Formula you raced?
To be fair, I've always wanted to have a go, even if it was just myself on the track. We got a friend who raced V8s, who also works with us, and they went, "Do you want to have a go at Gala Night?"
So if you're like me and Danny, new to, well, I'm not new now, Danny's new. If you're new to oval racing, what is Gala Night? Because I've heard it loads of time, people like, you're going to Gala Night. I'm like, are we doing a dance? Is it some sort of disco?
Gala Night, it's a meeting where nothing really matters. It's a end of season, let your hair down. There's a lot of mechanics having like, thanks for working all season, you can have a race. Or when I was there, it was British touring car race. Drivers walking around the pits, and we were walking through the pits at Skegness that day, and Bobby Thompson, who'd been racing 3 series all year around all the circuits in the UK, goes, "How do you get round here?" I went, "Get to the end and turn left." And he went, "Is that it?" I went, "Yeah, that's about it." And you're like, I'm sitting there going, hang on, you're a multiple times champion of stuff, and you're asking me, who's no different to anybody else.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit more about that. Like when we're saying about circuits left and right, and people will just say, "Oh, you just turned left," or "Oh, you just turned right." How did they get on, if you can remember? Because I don't know how far back it was.
It was the end of last season, so it was quite a while ago. But he did all right. He sort of, there was tips, and everybody's sort of giving little tips. And at Skeggy, there's certain points you turn in. It might be different for yourself because obviously V8s are a bit different to Rebels, but there was a clue because obviously Frank Quinlan does his experience days there. He's left his green cones on the outside of the fence. And I went, when you get to that, turn left and just let the car settle. And he was like, try that. Came first in his first race. I was like, I must charge for this next time.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, having little experience days is good. Do you think a lot more Formula should do it? Because we had a little bit of a hit with some news the other week about speed with an in-car race pulling quite a lot of formulas. So we've got the Rebels, the is it the hot stocks? V8s?
V8s, I think.
V8s, UK modifieds. I can't even remember exactly. I think there's about 10 or 11 formulas that have gone. Do you think it'd be worth more domestic formulas and the people that have dropped to have little experience days to sort of show, like, this is what we're about? Like, with Rebels, a lot of people say they're bouncy, they'll ruin your spine. Like, much like Tebs when we was talking about that video when he was, getting introduced to the car. One of the things he said to us was, how bad are they? Because Rebels just got this reputation of being just insanely bouncy. First time we went out with it, it's not as bad as I say. And it'd be good for more formulas that have that sort of little bit about them, Rebels have got the bounciness, you've got this of that formula. It'd be good for experience days to get rid of that. Do you think there should be more tracks like Skegness and Buxton that put on them days to sort of say, right, there's a Rebel, there's a V8, there's a mod stock. People come down, have a go.
Yeah, honestly, I think, obviously I know all tracks have their own debates with councils, so all can't do it. but I do think if we have a bit more insight into the formulas, people will want to race them, or the word of mouth will get out there.
Yeah, because I was on about to you the other week that I saw stock carts actually run like a is it like a capability test sort of certificate thing for when drivers want to start going out?
Yeah, to make sure that they can do it all.
Yeah, they basically they need to, I think it's get out the car in a certain amount of seconds in it, and then they need to do a certain lap time, I think.
See, that's the thing when you come into oval racing, like myself, never done any sort of racing before. We just bought a car, rocked up, and it was like, let's be an idiot for a day. Do you think there should be some form of capability test? Like Danny Boy was saying, with the stocks cars, it's like, right, kids, can you get out of this car in this amount of time? I know we've got a bit of a change of rule now that you can't get out of your car unless it's on fire.
Or a staff member from Clark the Course is with you.
Yeah. So if there's ever a point of, like Danny was saying, your car's on fire, is there like, right, you've got to get out of your car in X amount of time? Do you think there should be some sort of introduction to that safety aspect of like, right, can you get out of this Rebel in so-and-so time? Because with myself, I don't take my steering wheel off. I can like jelly mill myself around my steering wheel, but other people have to like belts off, you know, maybe they've got to take the helmet off, the harness off, their hands device off, steering wheel off, and then try and get out of the car.
I believe before they get a full license, they do a test about it. So they have to do obviously 5 laps with the steward watching them, understand what the red, the yellow, and the green flag does, follow the pace car, all that sort of stuff. I'm not too sure what they do in the pits side of it. I don't know if it's a extrication test or whatever it's called, but I know they have to do a test with it all. I'm not too sure about the getting out of the car part.
Because we've noticed one thing in the pits is quite a lot of your domestic farmers are wicked. They'll all line up in a nice orderly fashion. They'll go on a track, they'll race, they'll come off, they'll park up. And then you've got some farmers, like bangers, that will just spend half of their fuel revving in the pits. Yeah. Your car sounds like shit. 5 minutes ago, you've done nothing but rev it. It still sounds like shit. What are you doing? Do you think, you know, is there any need in
that? Well,
don't tell me you was one of these people.
Former banger racer. Yeah.
Well, I have had a go at Northampton in a back to basic, and it depends on the car sort of thing. I know I'm not making an excuse, but some drivers, depends on the car. Because if someone who hired the car off, he spent time turning bolts around, so it was easy to get to. He spent that much time making the car, so it was an easy repair. But then there's some drivers that will make it the morning of the meeting, so the car's hanging on by a shoelace. So they'll be sitting there revving everything out of it, and it's just like.
But don't you think that makes it harder for you guys? Because if cars are prepared to get there, go on a track, do a race, come off as fine as they are, it sort of makes it easy for you. But if cars are turning up not ready, are you like, fucking hell, is a car falling to pieces in the pits before it even goes on the track?
Yeah, you can see them coming out of pit gate and stuff like that. I think you're going to make a lap, maybe half a lap. And there's always an old wives' tale or an old omen. Because if you ever get we've got to wait for this last car, especially in bangers, you know he's going to do less than 2 laps and it'll be in the middle. Because it's always the same.
See, that kind of ties on to our last meeting at Hennesford. Nearly. Where we had, obviously, our race cut short by a lot.
Yeah, I think we actually did 2 laps in that race.
You were in the middle anyway.
No, I wasn't. I was sat up against the wall looking at you.
Close enough then.
Yeah. With like you're saying, you know, you're holding the gate for the last banger and then 2 laps in there in the middle. With farmers like ourselves, where we waited, I think it was 45 minutes to go on track.
Yeah, because With Hensford as well, they like to get us in our cars really early.
Yeah, because
I've noticed.
it operates on a one-way system there.
Yeah.
Which is health and safety. You know, you don't want to have random cars driving through.
It
the
wasn't
pits.
always like that, but obviously with health and safety changing legislation, you have to be escorted, especially if you're in the trees at the bottom.
So, the reservoir, it's like we was mentioning in the other video. There's a ramp down to the track, but when you go up that ramp, you've got to sort of go right round, and the outer perimeter of the track is pits. Mm-hmm. So if, like Alan was saying, you're at the bottom of the pits in the trees, then as you're driving up, you're sort of driving up where public parking.
Yeah, the spectator part, and you've got to go behind a grandstand, so you're more escorted. So if someone does come out, they'll see the escort vehicle first before they just walk out and get their ankles chewed off by a front bumper.
Yeah.
Got none of that last race though. Literally, I remember standing there for 2 minutes waiting for a woman to move while I'm revving at her, and it took someone else to come over and move her.
So with the whole bangers being, holding the gate, and that last meeting sort of knackered us up because we did, I think we did 6 or 7 laps.
I don't think it was that.
No, and the red flagged it, and then it was like, sorry rebels, off you fuck, and then they brought the F1s on and finished the meeting, but we was waiting half an hour, 45 minutes, half an hour to get on the track. Do you think when there's that many bangers, they should sort of have you've got a 10-minute time window to get them cars off? If they're not off in that time, drivers off the track, move the cars so they're safe in the middle, get the next formula on. Because we pay the money same as the next formula and the next formula after that, and it's sort of a bit of a...
And then especially that everyone else got to finish their races that night.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, we're going to have to cut you short, you're not going to do out.
And the F1s are going to have to cut
yeah.
short. It was like, sorry rebels, off you go.
Obviously, that depends on the discretion of the steward of the meeting. So it is inevitably up to his choice to give time to whoever and whatever.
Yeah, I think it just hurt more because that was our last race, wasn't it?
Yeah, last race of the
You had
season.
other formulas still with a couple of meetings left after that, but that was our season. Last race, people were going out for just the laugh of it. Our gala night sort of thing.
Yeah, one thing I remember as well is I was on, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 cars back from Pitgate, and I saw Lucy talking with the 2 people in the commentators. Who were they called?
I think it was Nathan and Mike.
And there was trying to say, can we make some noise for the bangers? And it was like, woo. Can we make some noise for the F1s? Woo. And I was like, come make some noise for the rebels. And I remember you just turned around, looked at them like, what the fuck?
Yeah, proper uproared. It was crazy.
Yeah, and they pay the money the same as everyone else to come in. And when they're audibly being louder for us, and for them to go, sorry rebels, fuck off home. Yeah. It's kind of the crowd obviously wanted us there and they wanted to see that race. 'Cause, I was battling with Harry Graham right until the last race, and that could have been the difference between 2nd place and 3rd place, but would never have known because it was cut short. So do you think there should be sort of a point where tracks go, right, you've got to have all the cars off in X amount of time? And obviously as a marshal you're not a recovery driver. Do you think there's some aspect that they could change to make that happen? So all the formulas manage to finish and they can not have to then worry about the meeting going over to curfew.
Yeah. With Hensford, luckily enough, you have got a bit of space on the infield, especially up on West Bend, so you're 3 and 4 way. You could probably dump them in the middle there, or you can, if you've got pit space, you can get them out of 2 and put it outside. Obviously, depending on the formulas before you. In this case, it was bangers, so you could probably lift them and put them in the pits and then get them sorted out like that way. But that night, they had 90 bangers, maybe more.
Roughly about 90 bangers, I think.
Which, obviously, with Back to Basics, they're always volatile. It's a road car that you take the windows out, the airbags out, and take the bumpers off, put a roll cage in, and crack on, sort of thing.
It's kind of why I worry about taking my daily driver to any sort of banger tracks. It's a bluebird.
Yeah. So they are an entry level of banger racing, but
It's to get you started in it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's meant to encourage people to get into oval racing, but unfortunately, you get proper banger drivers who go, this is cheaper than buying an unlimited with a 10 grand engine in it or more to go and
In a
race a banger. Yeah.
Really?
10 grand engine, they'll have limited slip diffs, they'll proper stagger the cars sometimes.
See, I just thought bangers was like
Get the car
Get the car at the
windows
scrapyard,
out,
yeah.
Put a frame in it and off we go.
so. National bangers are like properly built cars.
Yeah. Some people have got them on rolling roads and everything. They all have, like the ECUs will be remapped and everything for oval
That just
racing.
blow my mind.
Yeah.
But obviously, with Back to Basics, which you had on that night, they were more likely to catch fire, so there's more chances of it stopping.
You'll be perfect in them, Dan.
Yeah, I'm going to say, get me human.
I'll put the flames on the car
Yeah.
for you and everything. But yeah, so you've got a lot more chance of stoppages. And with 90 cars on, someone's going to end up upside down because there's only so much room on an oval.
So do you think when they do a back to basic banger meeting, they should have like double the amount of recovery trucks, or is it? Because I don't know, like, do a lot of the tracks just have a set amount of trucks, or can you bring others in just to make it sort of flow a little bit quicker?
We do hire trucks in, which we did hire a few in that night. I think it was only 2, 3.
You including Manitou?
No, just the trucks.
Oh, just the trucks. I think it was 3-ish.
So we had 3 and 2 Manitous that night, and 4 from Hensford on that they had keep on site. But the problem is, you could have 30 recovery trucks, but you've got to remember where to put them. You're only allowed so many vehicles on the infield due to health and safety and all that. And then it's just, you don't want too many because you just be driving into each other. So
I think you say about leaving them in the middle. You're just going to have angry drivers then, aren't you?
yeah.
So if your car's the car that's left in the middle, and 5 of your mates next to you's got their car back fixed for the next race.
Was that like you
Yeah,
and World
true.
Wide Rebellion?
Yeah, pretty much. I got back in that car with a minute to spare for the next race. Because I was sat in the middle for that long. The F1 started coming out. I remember just looking at the pit gate and smoke coming out. I thought, what's going on here?
I nearly brought him a sandwich. He was in there that long.
Yeah. Could other cars not push each other off?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
they,
I was going to say, is that a safety thing?
it depends where you are in the pits. If
Yeah.
you've got to go up that hill, they recommend you not to be pushed by another car.
Yeah.
But if you're like in them 4 squares by the track, it's
Is that any farmers that they don't recommend pushing up hills?
I don't know.
Because like, I've pushed loads of people up there. I mean, it kills the clutch because you're just like, "Arrgh."
That's a you problem.
yeah. Oh, wicked. So you've done back to basic bangers,
Yes.
and you briefly mentioned the V8 hot stock.
Yes.
So what was it like doing the V8s? Because they're sort of a budget F1.
Yeah, they're probably, I'm gonna probably get slated if I said it wrong, but it's probably it's a Rover V8, so it's not a Chevy like the F1s. That's the difference basically. It was interesting. I'll definitely say that. It's a big old boat to handle.
Why is it interesting?
Because when you do a gala night, it's normally at the end of the season, so it's either been raining all day or it'll be sunny all day and then it rains at night. So if you haven't got the experience of the car, you'll be racing and then all of a sudden you get mixed conditions. So you could be going fine halfway through the race in the dry and then it's starting to absolutely belt it down and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing in the wet. So you're going towards the fence or you're locking up sort of thing. So we went out for practice in the V8 and nobody told me it was non-contact in practice. So someone hit me up the bumper, up the back end, and I thought, right, I'll give it to you back. But I didn't know the limitations of how to get back off a bumper, obviously being the first time out in the V8. So I hit them up the back end, put the bumper in. And then I went, I'm not in a banger, I've got to get let off here, and cleared off. Luckily enough, Skegness has got quite wide corners, so
Yeah, forgiven.
yeah. But there was one dry line and one wet line. So I found that out in Heat 1, where coming out of turn 4, span it, and it was like second lap in. So everybody was still in the pack, so it was just like car spun, middle of the track, and you're like, what do I do?
It's fantastic. So V8, obviously a lot of torque, quite a lot different to a Rebel.
Yeah.
Do you think if you could pick the two, obviously we're biased, we've only really driven one thing, what would you say was a lot more fun? A big 3-point-something litre V8 or an 850cc Reliant?
Remember, I was letting you out of this unit.
Obviously, it was fun drifting a V8. It was just, I literally said my goal there was just go have fun and go and have a slide. That's all I said, that's what I did in practice. I was like, right, put it on the trailer, I'm done. And obviously, I hired your Rebel at Northampton, and
Great day, by the way. Loved it.
how was the rugby?
Danny decided to leave us to watch a rugby match.
So obviously, that day that the people who there would know was a great day. It was quick, and from the outside, yes, the Rebels do look bumpy as hell. But being in that seat, racing at Northampton, it was a proper laugh.
Which Northampton is a bumpy track because it's shale.
Yeah, but that bump does help sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, mint. So, like, you're obviously quite a tall person, a lot taller than me. When you see Rebels, they are quite small.
Yeah.
What do you be laughing? What's it like being quite tall in a car that looks the size of like one of Danny Boy's shoes?
Cozy, I think, is the word. Because when we were in the pits, we had to change the steering wheel over to the smaller one. Otherwise, I would have been driving with my knees, and we both know that's no good. But it's the thing of you line up for the race, and your head's going a million mile an hour, and then we get let on the track, and as soon as you go through the pit gate, my mind just went blank, and it was focused on what's in front of you. And it was fine, comfortable. Do it every weekend, and until I took your tip on the last race and decided to do a flying lesson.
Never listen to it.
Yeah, never listened to
It
it.
was the
I've learned
quicker
this
way,
through the last
apparently.
season.
I mean, it's quick for us, but
Maybe not me.
no.
I've done Northampton once, so it was my second race.
Well, all I can say is at least I overtook him going the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided to go down, down back straight backwards.
I mean, Northampton's not a very fun hunting ground for you anyways, is it?
It is. It's just the finals. It's always the finals. We're never going to get the chance now.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. So, would you recommend Rebels to anyone? Because you've had a bit of a taste of everything, obviously. You've done a little bit of bangers, a little bit of V8s. You've got the whole experience of them. And then you come into Rebels, which don't have that big of a following in comparison to the V8s and definitely the bangers. Would you say they are underrated, overrated? Do you know?
Oh, they're definitely underrated. Rebels, you could be Joe Bloggs who walk off the street and you get greeted with Rachel, who's the most welcoming person ever, and they'll run you through everything. Like, you hire your cutter, you run them through everything, and by the end of the day, you're part of the family, so to speak.
I know you wasn't really that involved at the beginning of the season with it, and then by the end of the season, you know, you've got Pete saying to Lucy, you know, that's my race daughter.
Yeah.
Do you know? And there's Rebels is just good because it does make everyone a big family.
Yeah, it's like at the start of this year, we were talking when we never thought we'd be going down to Mendips on a windy, was it October time?
Windy?
Freezing.
Windy.
Freezing. Yeah, but that don't mean anything. I still got shorts on now. But it was so cold I couldn't even be bothered to go out for practice.
Yeah, we know.
I was like, I can't be bothered to get changed.
When we were 6 up in the van.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
that
was-
was Buxton, that one.
That was Buxton. That was even worse.
Yeah, Buxton and Mendips, two places that you
Yeah, let's
get
not mention
all sort of
Buxton.
weather in one go. But no, it's good because you spend your money buying a car. You do like Danny and Ellie did, and you start spectating the formula. Is it good that you can be involved if you're not directly involved? Do you know?
Yeah, definitely. You've none of the Rebel drivers will be too high and mighty to talk to you. You could go and talk to them and they'll be fine. And I'm sure, I don't know all about all of them, but if there was someone with a kid and they went, "Can I sit in your car?" you'd be fine with it. It's definitely a welcoming formula, like I've said. But yeah, that's the one.
We're looking for a car for you anyway.
Yeah, hopefully.
One meeting got the bug.
Yeah, well, the plan was to race at Hensford this year and see how I did on tarmac, but things have happened, so it might be
We'll
Rebel
see
treble.
We'll see how Skeg goes. Awesome. So, Lucy and Alan are a team, and Oval Racing sort of brought them two together. Now, Lucy, where did you two meet? It's your turn now. Alan's had a lot of me talking. So, Birmingham Wheels, was it?
Yeah. We met in 2017. He was friend zoned for a year.
Oh no.
And then, I don't know, he just appeared at pit gate, and I was like, who's that? No one answers me, so I went and bullied him. And found out.
She bullies
everyone. So
Everyone.
Lucy is the lass who takes all our signing on signatures and makes sure we're all signed in and done all the insurance and this, that, and the other. But that's not it for you, is it, on a race day? Because if you've been to Hensford, I'll get there in the end. If
I
you've
don't
been
even need to do it anymore.
If you've been to Hensford, you'll see the track obviously has lovely painted walls with a big in-car race thing and
And pit gate.
pit gate.
Yep.
You know, it's done by yourself.
Yeah.
You've got a job for life being painting and banger track walls because they
Yeah.
always get fucked up.
Absolutely.
So
It's not just me, it's my dad as well.
yeah.
So he goes off strimming. I'm like, on board, give me a paintbrush.
Fantastic. So during a week, like obviously everything on the weekend is purely racing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that happens at the track during the week, or is it just racing? That's it.
Realistically, that's it. We're not really with just weekend work. Realistically, we can't really do a lot
No.
in the week or nothing. Like,
So couldn't you host like random events for anyone, or? Oh, so it's just oil racing that brings the money in. Which might lead us on to our next little bit of sort of controversy topic thing. The whole Rebels being kicked from Speed Within Caress. What's sort of your take on that? Because this year you and Alan's come into obviously watching
Reappeared.
Rebels and becoming more involved in Rebels, and like at Hedsford,
just give up.
Cannock. We obviously had 44 cars there, and it's not small numbers. So when we got the news that we'd been dropped, it was a bit like, whoa. You know?
Safe to say I was very upset,
Yeah.
weren't I?
I think that was the feeling all around, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
Rachel took 2 days before she dared tell any of the drivers.
Yeah. And
Bless
like, because obviously with us guys, we don't know anyone else at the track. See, I'm saying at the track now because I'm going to butcher the name again. Did you sort of think that people would come to you guys and say, you know, like, oh, why has so-and-so done this and why has so-and-so done that? And you two there just like, I don't know, just work there.
The amount of messages I had when it come out, and I was like, I have no answers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what to say, because it was a surprise. There was no hinkling, there was no rumours, if you like. It was
No one had the orange juice.
No one. Danny.
I'm left out on this one because I genuinely have
This
no
is a
idea
little
what
bit of
I
an
mean
inside
anymore.
joke, the orange juice. It's kind of like spill the tea.
It's not an inside joke for me though, is it?
Nor me, don't worry.
Yeah.
So yeah, no one literally had the orange juice. No one knew nothing. So
No.
yeah.
See, how do you think that would affect over racing as a whole? With me and Alan saying about, you know, you sort of domestic formulas and your lower end formulas like Ninja Karts, maybe F2. Are the micro F2s involved in it all?
I don't know.
I think they're now more of an auto speed formula. They're either we rarely get to see them. Where when we had them on I factors and stuff like that, it was every other week. But now it's more Cornwall, St Day area, or top end of Scotland.
Yeah.
We don't see that often.
See, that's the thing that gets me is you've got tracks all over the UK. And I know that you've got Brisker and then you've got outlaw tracks, and outlaw tracks might not be up to health and safety spec. Some might be. At the end of the day, it's a fucking oval track. Can't we just all race? Because if you've got people hold a monopoly on tracks and they're like, right, you can't race there. It's like, well, the fuck are we gonna do?
That's the ORCI. Like you've said, Brisker tracks. It's the tracks that have got the ORCI certification. That's the difference. So like all the Speedwith tracks and Buxton, Sheffield had it, Bradford, Skegness. They're all ORCI tracks.
So when you say IRCI, are they like the top dogs of oval racing?
Yeah, it's the governing body of all oval racing. That's who gives you your license at the start of the day. That's who Rachel has to do a training at the end, at the start of every year. So I have to do my training with. I think it's like Oval Racing Counseling, something like that.
Yeah.
Controlling, something like that. And they basically say, this is what can happen, this is what can't. And if the track's not up to standard, they don't get the tick.
That's mad. Do you think more tracks would be more inclined to go down that route, because then you'd get your sort of more. It's hard to say now, because we'd say more like bringing in formulas, like Rebels, 44 cars, and I think they dropped the minis, didn't they? Some minis.
Briskin minis.
I was going to say no more than us.
I've heard the rumour of Briskin minis. I can't say for certain, but I've heard it was Briskin minis have been dropped.
You see now, like, there's been a lot of formulas that are like, we need more tracks.
Yeah.
It would be probably worthwhile outlaw tracks going, right, let's get this in place, that in place, this in place. Because we've got this formula, that formula, and this formula that are now looking for more tracks. And I think, like, nowadays people should just, it's easy for me to say, I don't know what goes in, what's entailed of bringing tracks up to date, but it's over racing. Just, if you can get a track up to date, you can get more people there, you get more people there, you get more money in your pocket.
Yeah, it'd be great if everybody could got the boxer ticket. I don't know if it's funding from the local council or the people who own it or anything like that, but ORCI, I believe they want to make it such a top quality stadium. Safety is at the front of it all. Fences have got to be at a certain regulation. Stadiums have got to be to a certain sort of like capacity, safety grade, and all that sort of stuff. Where if you say, I don't know, you go to a track and it's got one shed and a portaloo. It doesn't really. It's not the same as going to say, I don't know, like the
Skegness.
old Wimbledon or Skegness or anything like that, where it's like fully built structures.
Yeah, because over the past few years, Skegness has improved so much as Northampton.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem much like, at the end of the day, everything is about racing, but when you've got the track putting money into like the facilities to make it nicer for spectators and families and mechanics that go, it does help it along the line. Like Stoke, you had to wash your hands going into the toilets. And then the track was a little bit
interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
Bradford's different still, isn't it? Because at Bradford, it's got all the facilities, but that's under your stock's control, isn't it?
Yes.
But I think they're only having F2s and F1s there, and then you got the Super League team, which I don't know how much of a say they get.
They have got quite a big say. Rumour has it that I've heard through the grapevine is they have to leave the stadium. Your stock have to leave the stadium how they found it.
Yeah.
So is that pitch and everything? Because when
Pitch.
we saw
F1s and
F1s,
F2s were there.
last meeting, and there's obviously you've got your concrete bollards, and I think one F1 took a tyre out or took a bollard out, and if they damage the pitch, do they have to?
Don't they get fined?
I believe there is a fine. I don't know if it's off the club or off the league itself, but obviously not working there, I don't know the ins and outs. This is only what we hear through the grapevine in the pits. I also heard someone said to me that they have to go around and clear the seats in the grandstand from the dust from the stock car, so the people who come into rugby.
Oh, really?
I don't know how much of that is true, but
I'd say it's pretty true after the last meeting.
Yeah, Danny Boy got a nice big block of shell yeeted at him.
And we was halfway up the stands.
now you know what it's like being on a shell track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because, obviously, with you getting, lamps, you guys are right on the edge of the track, so when I know some people might think, why are your marshals wearing helmets and this, that, and the other, but there is some form of aspect of, the track's only there.
Yeah.
So a car could.
I've had a few close calls, haven't I? Throughout the time. The best one's probably super stock top of the shock absorber got sheared off, and the top hat of the spring decides to go between two ribs.
Oh shit!
Blacked out, still waving the flag, and it was just like,
What, was you on the floor just?
yeah, just down on one knee, still waving the flag, and it all went, "You all right?" I went, "Yeah, but who's talking to me?"
I mean, that's some dedication. You're like just been hit and you're going down like, oh.
But yeah, you do get quite a lot of items coming off the track.
Have you found anything fun? Like the piking, me thinking, have you got any wicked tools that's come off trucks?
Oh yeah,
Tracks?
Yeah. I've got an endless supply of 10 mils, 30 mils.
So you're where they're all going.
Yeah,
then.
basically, if you've lost one, I've probably got it in my toolbox. I've got anything from Halford Advance to Snap-on.
I bet the pits are more of a hunting ground for that, though.
That's more Lucy's department.
Yeah.
She'll probably know more than me
So-
on that one.
What have you found funky then in the pits?
Oh, wow. The face makes me think
I
it's
don't
going to be
know if I can
mental.
say it or not.
Yes,
What?
everyone's.
I found a dildo.
Can I have it back?
So you lost
Oh,
some of them
joking
on-
aside, the worrying thing is it was just a banger meeting.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite scary when I was litter picking.
Oh, wow.
He was just staring back at you.
I was just like, okay, put that in the bag.
Oh, that's madness.
Minging.
So what does Alan find? Finds tools. What does Lucy find? Well,
He did find 50
Oh.
quid.
50 quid.
Yep.
Oh, belting.
And I'm guessing you give it straight back to the track for the rightful owner.
Yes.
Yes. That's actually a pretty good thing. So is it all volunteer work marshalling? Or a lot of it, because we've got a friend that does marshalling for Scunthorpe and he does marshalling for circuit tracks. And a lot of it's more like, it's an experience. So he does Formula E. It's like you can get your pit pass, to go and see all the pit stuff. You get sort of like VIP access, but not a lot of it's paid, a lot of it's voluntary. Is it? I'm not saying is it like an area you can go to make a lot of money, but is it an area you can go to get quite a lot of experience and memories?
It's definitely it's a volunteer job. Nobody is ever going to make £1 million being a marshal or volunteering at an oval. You don't do it for that. You do it because you love the sport. With Inca Race, it depends. Obviously, the different promotions might pay their staff, or if they do, it's different wages per promoter. We get a bit, but not £1 million sort of thing. Yeah, it's more expensive
Fuel and
for
food
fuel
and-
and where before we used to get free food, but other members of staff took the liberties of it. So they took that meal voucher away and gave us a little bit more.
Yeah. So you could sort of like, if you wanted to spend it at the track, you could do. If not, then not.
But a lot of people do it because they love the
They love
sport.
the race,
Yeah.
So when you see the kid in the crowd with his set of flags and he's waving them, is it nice to think that like you're going to be the generation that sort of will take over me when I'm doing it?
Yeah, it's like one of the stewards at Inca Race. He started off behind the starter with his set of flags. He used to come to every Briscoe meeting and he used to just stand behind the starter and copy him. He's now worked his way up to a steward. So it's nice to see them because you look at them, you do see them and see in a few years you could be working beside me or whatever.
So is there like a nice progression path you could do with it? So you could obviously do oval racing, but like we were saying about our friend John that does circuit racing, is there like a path you can go where then you could maybe do Formula One or, that sort of class?
We've got a few colleagues / friends who do circuit racing, and the marshalling from our ovals, it does help.
Yeah.
But obviously you still have to go through their training. Their training's a lot more strict than ours.
Yeah. Now, you're not just a marshal sort of back end of the 2025 season. You did become Mr. Starter.
Yeah.
So is there sort of some difference? And obviously you've gone from just being like eyes on the track to like a lot more having to keep your eye on the lead car. You're keeping your eye on like what's going on a lot more. So when there's a race going on, and obviously you're Mr. Starter and you're dropping all the flags.
Sometimes literally.
Oh no, why? Go on, tell us about that.
First ever time. It was a few years ago at Birmingham before it was shut. How they had their rostrum set up, there was 2 catch fences to be safe for the starter, and there was a bar across the top. It was a clutch start, and I got told, drop the green. When you're ready, drop the green flag. So as I did, I walked out with the green flag. As I've done that, it's hit the pole, out my hand, and landed directly in front of me on the track. And I went, I need that back. Luckily enough, we had another one, so I just took that.
Oh, yeah, that's a point. Do you like carry spares?
Certain flags, yeah.
Yeah.
But not all of them.
Did you have to work your way up to be a starter then? Is there certain things you have to do
to
be allowed to get up there? Because obviously someone who hasn't got a clue can't just go up there
No.
and start throwing flags about.
But obviously, you need quite a few marshals, and a lot of people learn in the pits first. So if you're fresh to the sport, they'll go pit parking or pits to come and get you for the race.
So, it's not just like you're going as a marshal. There is.
Obviously, luckily enough for me, when I was joined Inca Race, I sort of missed that step because I literally came from Coventry as a marshal to Hensford, Northampton Speedway, and I got chucked straight on the outside bend, and basically stayed there for a good 6-7 years. But they like having a safe set of hands out there. Someone who knows how to look after themselves. Many a time we've had shockers like springs from a car or a wheel directly below me, and everybody's like, "We need to stop it." I'm like, "No, just carry on. You'll be all right."
Yeah. So there's some sort of level of professionalism. Like if you could say, well, yeah, there's a wheel there, but it's in a place where no one's gonna go. You're okay.
Yeah.
Wicked.
But then
That's
obviously as a starter, you've got that safety aspect. You've got to watch what's coming around the track, but you've also got to remember who the top, say, 5 are or 10. And in bangers, from my experience, in bangers it's a lot more fun because it's like, right, you're going into that corner first. Oh, you've come out 5th. Right, so you're now the leader. And then when you get to non-contact formulas like 2-litre hot rods, stock rods, that's all new ball game. You get the black crosses, the blue flags, and with hot rods, because their numbers aren't, they're going a lot quicker, and the numbers aren't the biggest. You're trying to whose car's who?
Yeah. So have you got someone in your ear telling you what's what?
Yeah, we're on a closed radio system. Radio system, and the steward of the meeting, like the clerk, say someone in a non-contact form, they hit someone, goes up the inside. The clerk of the course will report that. It's a black cross 322. So then the steward will go, right, yeah, black cross 322. So you listen to the steward, then you put the black cross out.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
So have you ever had people at the end of meetings, because I am one of those people that did it towards the end of my season.
Buxton.
Have you ever had drivers come up to you sort of kicking off at maybe some wrong decisions, even though you're not the person that decides, the black flag?
Yeah, I've had a few times. What was that black flag for? I don't know, mate. What do you mean you don't know? You're the starter. I haven't got eyes everywhere. If you want to ask the conversation or have a conversation about it, the steward's upstairs.
Yeah.
So like that with your lap boards then? Is someone telling you what lap board to put out, or are you down to
Yeah, the laps. As a starter, you obviously, 12 laps, or 16 laps. And you sort of get, when you get to halfway, you get the Union Jack. So it's like, right, I know from this it's another 6 laps. So you sort of know, but you always have an electronic transponder operator and a manual lap scorer when they're on the board.
Yeah, so your manual lap scorer, have they just got to constantly be on lead car?
Yeah.
Do they just focus on the car who's in first?
I believe they literally just focus on one point of the track, but also they've got to keep another eye on the leader, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, say they'll be looking at the start line, and then they'll be running down to first, second, third, fourth, fifth in.
Yeah.
But they will also say Danny's leading the race. You're keeping an eye on him, but also checking everybody else out.
You'll get
be
there.
nice, right?
You'll get there. So have you ever done lap boards incorrectly? If you know if there's like 4 laps to go, have you ever put the last lap board out?
Yeah.
See, Danny, it
A
does
few
happen.
times.
Just do what I do.
Don't look at it.
Just keep racing until Rachel says red.
But
True.
yeah, we do get it sometimes. It's just human error, isn't it?
Sometimes it's just the lap scorer, isn't it? The lap scorer will go 5 laps, and then he'll actually have a time to look at his sheet and go, "Oh, that was meant to be 3," or something like that. So it's not like he's not paying attention. It is.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a bit confusing, or there's a lot going on. So the steward didn't hear the lap scorer shout 5 laps to go or something. So.
Yeah. And like with anything, it's technology. Sometimes it can be like a breakdown in
Yeah.
in radios.
But then also it depends on the formula, because stock cars, for example, they won't have 5 laps. They'll go from 3. So you won't need your 5 or a 4 lap board. You'll just go 3, and then you're out. Where with like Rebels, you go 5, and so forth.
Is it nice and rewarding being a marshal? Because I think a lot of people that watch you guys, it might be like if they've not got the chance to become a driver, but they want to be involved in motorsport. Do you think it's like a nice and rewarding thing? Because obviously you've got the best seats in the house. You are trackside at every meeting.
Yes and no. Some days yes, sometimes no. Obviously, as you said, there's no one going to be standing up in front of me where I'm stood. I've got about a foot in front of me, and then there's a racetrack where you lot go around. But then when you get to, you've also got to remember, you're going to a car that someone spent probably a week fixing to do a lap. They've put in the fence and the front wheels tore off. So you've got to handle them with kid gloves, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go up to them and start talking to them and they're irate.
Yeah.
You've got to sort of deal with them as they come.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, most drivers are like, we know it's not your fault. Someone's came up me inside and put me in the fence, so it's not my fault, sort of thing. So,
What would you say is, in your eyes, the most interesting formula to watch? Like you can happily watch them back to back to back every weekend.
technical wise and pack racing, I like my national hot rods. I never really watched them since before coming to Speedworth / Inca Race, but seeing them they are literally fighting for the last 10. It's pretty insane on how they do it. But for contact and outright entertainment and racing, probably has to be Rebels.
You don't have to be biased because it's us.
No, I'm not
And,
being
like,
biased because it's
we'll put the handcuffs back on afterwards.
I'm not being biased, but literally you've got 52 horsepower, if that.
Yeah.
And you're all off the same thing, and you watch people like Shay come from the back of the pack, and you're like, how the hell have you got up to like 10th in 2 laps where it's the same car?
Yeah.
That's what is more fun.
Yeah, it's bad when you see, like you were saying, Shay going from the back to the front of the pack as quick as he can. But because I was one of the people, I was like, he must be doing something different than everyone else. But then there's some days where we'll try and follow him, or we get our line, and then we come out the corner sort of quicker and you catch up.
Yeah.
He must be doing something every single corner because he is quick, and it's just consistency. Do you know? I might get one corner where it's like, oh, fucking hell, I've come out the corner quicker than Shay. Do you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how that kid has that consistency because it's something else. It really is. Wicked. I don't know what else. Oh yes, Danny Scholes. Scholes. I'm shit with names.
He's going to get in trouble for that.
I'm going to get really in trouble for that.
that.
So the last you raced or had a go in the V8 is partnered up with a Mr. Starter who's probably seen more pit car rides than anyone else.
Yeah.
Matthew is wicked. So how did you come and meet Danny?
I'll let you tell this one.
Oh,
So
thanks.
it's Lucy.
Well, Grandad, who is her dad, but his nickname's Grandad, he come and worked. Did he do Northampton track first or pace car first?
Track.
So he did track maintenance at Northampton when they put the shale down, I think one meeting, they just put him in a pace car and went, off you go. You can go and do that for a day. And Danny come along with him. And that's really how we started.
It's not though, is it?
It's not. We didn't really get on at first, but that was just other people, drama, the lot. But then
Which
day,
you tend to get everywhere, don't you?
Did she not have any orange juice?
she had no orange juice.
No.
Get
But no, one day, just randomly, just started speaking, and then since then we've become like literally best friends.
Yeah, and mechanics for her as well in her V8. So whenever it was a meeting, you two would join in and get her out and get her going.
Yeah, many a time in a wet pit somewhere, laying in a puddle, sorting out a car.
What else do you want to do on a weekend?
Well, now it's sort of gone from a V8 to someone's Rebel that's not too far away from us all. Mendips comes into mind.
Yeah,
And Skeggy.
Yeah, Skeggy was probably the one where he did become the main mechanic. Mainly because every race was a problem, with it being the first time out for that car. I appreciated it. There was a beer there after the very last race, waiting for me. And that's all I asked.
You didn't even get out of the car, did you? It was
No, I
like,
just
here,
sat
have
there.
beer.
Wicked. So everything seems to be coming around full circle. Obviously, you started marshalling, then you got into mechanicking you got with Lucy, and then obviously Lucy started working with Danny, and now Danny's in a Rebel, and you're looking for one.
Yeah,
It just seems like everything ends with a Rebel.
It's your fault.
It is my fault.
Yeah, it is, to be
because it's just like, there you go, have a car.
It's like a disease, but a happy disease.
Yeah.
I like that. Rebels, come to them, they're a happy disease.
It is though. Once you've been in one and you've turned wheels in anger to say, you do want to go. When am I next out?
Yeah.
I want to go back out.
It's so hard to explain to people because when I started getting involved in over racing, I didn't know a fucking Scooby-Doo about it, not a clue what the different formats are. My dad just saw it on YouTube and was like, do you fancy going to Buxton and have a look at these? I was like, yeah, they look cool. But when you get in one and you have a go, you are like, right, how can I get that a little bit extra? How can I make it so I'm that little bit quicker? And it's hard to explain to people what it's like. Like the guys at work, like, oh, you're only fucking going round in circles. And it's like, but it's not. There's so much more to that.
I think one of the big things with Rebels is when they hear the horsepower.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going around clattering each other. What horsepower you got? 52? Oh.
Yeah.
And you sort of see people's faces sort of dropping, like, go watch it before you say, oh, I'll get you said in one.
Yeah, there's a lot of people have said to me, like, oh, what engine's in it? So I just said to them, guess.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a V8? Is it a bike engine? No, it's a Robin Reliant engine. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool. What?
But as you know from the time at Northampton, every race I was like, what can I do to get quicker? What can I do here?
And it's just, as we were saying with Shea, it's consistency, and it's just becoming that much more smoother on each lap. And there's quite a lot of people that have said, if you can master a Rebel, you can master anything.
Yeah, it's a lot. From what I've experienced, it's twitchy. It's probably the best way. When it's on share, it's twitchy. And going back to the back to basic days, we were on the same track. It was Northampton, just the other way around. And it's a completely different animal, Northampton, when you're in a banger to a Rebel. Like turns 1 and 2 Rebel way round. Coming out in a banger, I was up the fence, understeering, everything. But Rebels, you're pretty much on the floorboards the whole way round. Just chuck it in and hope for the best.
So what do you think to the Rebel numbers for next year? Because we had 44 cars at Cannock. And
Play it safe.
playing it safe, we had, I think it was, I know we've had 6 new drivers. Like Rachel was telling us.
told there's 6 new drivers for next year.
So that's what?
That pushes your drivers to 51.
Yeah, plus the 2 or 3 cars that weren't there.
Out for that meeting.
When you start hearing their numbers, what do you think the racing's going to be like for us? Because with marshalling, if you hear, right, there's 90 bangers, you're like, wicked, it's going to be a hectic day. Or if you hear, like, there's going to be 8 mass cars, you're like, well, there's going to be, like, maybe there's not a lot going on. When you hear, there's 44 to 50 Rebels, is it one of those where it's like, fuck's sake?
No, no matter what, with Rebels, if you've got like 15 or up to 50, it's going to be a cracking race. because you get the regulars like yourself, AJ, Danny Maddox, who will yourself, Shay, you know what I meant, and Danny Maddox. You put a show on no matter what. It could be just a domestic meeting, or it could be for the World Final, and you can absolutely put a show on.
Like Northampton last meeting of the season.
Yeah, I had a great view in the infield.
Yeah, so Alan was the starter for.
I also enjoyed it.
Oh no, you want
That
to
was
start?
me
Was
in
you?
the race in
yeah.
that one.
Ah, dude. Yeah, no, that was like.
No, when I started for you, it was when your friend and your steering wheel fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have good fun times at Northampton, but that was like, yeah, we was racing for the shale shifter, so there was like a separate title, but that was like a couple hundred yards for a couple of yards from the finish line, and it was like neck and neck.
It was car length, wasn't it?
And I know you do get that in other formulas, like you say, your hot rods, but an entry level formula where you can spend little money and you're not having to take all the tools in the world, you don't have to take wagons and trailers and loads of unnecessary stuff. You can have such competitive time.
Yeah, exactly. I felt competitive when I went out in your hire car and I was looking at the lap times, and I think I got up to like 15th or 14th at one point.
And you was maybe 2 points away from yellow grade?
Yeah, I got to 2 points off of yellow grade, and I think we looked at the lap times, and I was like half a second off the fastest, and I'm like, this is a first meeting.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the first time out in a car because there was no practice on show racing. So for you to go out in your first meeting and be like not that far off the fastest lap, do you then think, oh, if I get one? Yeah.
See, no, that's a curse. This is a curse of the hire car. Because before, when I was in the hire car, I don't think I had a DNF. Now look at me.
I just think it's the
Yeah,
number.
but that was before you met Alan and you knew what corner he was on.
Yeah, true. To be fair, you're a curse as well.
Oh,
So I don't know what's going to happen if you end up in a car next to me.
We'll just be part-time each other. It'll be fine.
You'll have a Danny sandwich, won't you? Oh, Alan will have a Danny sandwich.
Well, that's because you've robbed me number.
Yeah, probably.
I'll use my other
much,
one for See if you do any better.
Probably not.
Wicked, so I reckon that's all we've got time for. So, as we mentioned in the last video, the Rebels was doing a 12-hour dartathon for Macmillan, and we can't tell you the final amount because there's still donations going in, but as we finished yesterday, we just tipped over £4,000. So thank you for everyone that watched the video, and thank you everyone that donated.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was a wicked day. There's so many darts been thrown. How many points did we get in total? It was like 100.
Like 113,000 in that region.
Yeah.
92 games.
But I think the winner of it overall was Alan, and I nearly got beat by a child.
Hey, you had your friend again cheating, kicking me from the arm while I'm
That
throwing
wasn't
darts.
me doing that.
Your
She did
friend's
it.
your problem.
No, it was just because you couldn't hit the dartboard. You asked me to do a handicap, so I put AJ's helmet on with a tinted visor
Not while you
and
was
still hit the board.
Not while you was playing me.
You played Pete
But
and
he was
lost.
all a few bottles in.
Yeah, we were competitively drinking
We'll
as well that day.
put a little picture up of like 20 minutes after everyone had left, what Danny was like on that sofa. So no, it was a good day. But yeah, that's us lot. That's me, AJ, Danny Bowers, Lucy, and Alan, and we'll see you all in the next one. And thank you for watching.
See you later.
T-Raw.
Oh.